And happy 420, everybody. Amphibia. The Root of Evil, I think it was, and The Core and the King. These are pretty fun. These are pretty okay. I have some questions, but that's beside this one, the Root of Evil. It's honestly, it's fun. I think it's a reference to. I think it's slightly that reference to that one movie that I didn't see. That's like, is it called Midsummer? I think it might be a joke to that. I don't know, but I like that. Basically, these guys are going out to destroy towns. Basically, going, hey, you want to join the resistance? And I do love how they just go, oh, what's in it for us? Like, you don't die. That's a good buff for you, eh? But there's that. I love how the castle apparently is like one of the leading forces of the fight. I'm like, okay. But basically they're trying to get some people to go. Hop Pop goes, join because of planting, and they're like, no. And Lago's, they kind of go the army route, like, if you go to join with us, you might look like this, and they show Lago ripped as hell. It's just great that this is just a running theme. But Tracker jumps on them, they fall through a hole, and they wake up in strange land where they love planting, and they're all, boy gosh darn howdy happy about it. And all I could think immediately, as soon as this happened, I'm thinking, all right, something's wrong with this place. It's a cult or something. And then I'm thinking, and it's funny because it started going a little bit. I paused it, and I'm thinking, I bet it's the mushroom. I bet it's that mushroom again. And I'm like, and I bet and it was like a little bit after this. And he was like, it was maybe like around here. I'm like, I bet all of them have hats on, and it's so that they cover their mushrooms. And as soon as I cut back to see, I'm checking, I'm like, yep, they all literally have hats on, like they're mushroom possessed. And obviously, like, it's obviously like what, when they step on a flower, they're like, oh my god, this is awful. And it's like, and then like I pretty much knew it immediately then once we got here, because I'm just like, all right, plants, purple mushroom. And then it's like, what's inside? Well, obviously that's the other side of the stained glass, but purple mushroom everywhere. I'm like, that's some good storytelling. Like, even the more you go in, the more of the purple mushrooms you see. And I'm like, yeah. I kind of figured immediately, and then it turns out, obviously, yes, he's alive. And I forgot that bug thing happened. And then, like, I immediately questioned, like, wait a minute, didn't Andres have whatever mushrooms? And it turns out, yeah, he does. And they bring it up at the end. But, yeah, he takes over. He creates symbiosis with these people who really like farming. And basically try to kill him. There's a tracker bug. Summons flame bows. And has a badass cutscene right here. Oh yeah, these guys just completely tear these things apart. What was it? No, it was a little bit earlier. It was right here. Oh hell yeah. Anne's a badass. You're back? Yeah, they save the things. And it's a fun episode. There's some fun jokes. I saw the twist coming a mile away. But, it was still an okay fun episode. And the cool thing is, Alpaca Gary, I can't remember what the hell his name is, joins the resistance. I'm like, hell yeah. And honestly, like, because here's the thing, like, Anne basically at the beginning goes, no one's gonna join the farming, join the resistance for farming. And I'm like, I guess that's kind of true, but also, like, food is very, very important for a war effort, and resist, like, some tacticians or some things are like, the idea is like, just starve your enemy out. Like, it's probably good you have farmers in there. Mind you, I'm not sure how that's going to work here, because you step on a flower, it's like, oh my god! But, like, are they going to do the same thing when, like, you pick an apple to eat it? I don't know. This episode was fun, though. Yeah, Apothecary joined it. But yeah, like, food is very important. And again, hopefully these guys won't go psycho when, like, they pick a food. But yeah, like food is very important. Honestly, having an entire like symbiosis with these farmers should actually come in handy for the resistance. Should get them some really good some food storage where it'll be pretty useful in a war. And then the next one was The Core and the King, which this one I actually was excited for. Like I heard about it, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna get more of the core and all that stuff, and like also like a flashback with young Andreas voiced by the same dude who voices Hunter in the Outlaws. Which I love a lot because like this, like, well, first off, I like this episode a lot because one, I like how Darcy, which also, when was this like made exactly? Because I feel like Darcy was a Twitter thing, and like the creators probably were like, "Holy shit, that's really good. Let's go with Darcy." But I like Darcy because like it's instead of like completely erasing Marcy's personality, it's still there. Like Marcy's locked up somewhere up here, but Darcy is like, I love just Darcy's whole thing. She also got to front the phone.
Thought this technology is pathetic.
Greetings, Mark.
Let's see.
Okay, what
let's see.
do I call you?
Good question, big guy.
So yeah, I like that. Like, call him big guy.
Why don't you call us Darcy?
I just love like the smiles. I love like just the Marcy's mannerisms with his evilness inside. I love it.
Feels to us.
So, is Marcy in there, or?
No. This is
Also sucks that like Darcy's kind of limited by this cord stuck to their head.
the ones in control. Although we've inherited some of her quirks.
Speaking of which, here are those cupcakes you asked for.
Red velvet with ube frosting. Marcy's fave.
What the hell is ube?
We can't tell you how delighted we are to finally have a body.
It's like Marcy mixed with Starfire.
Now then, follow us. We have a very important mission for you.
I love this so much. I love this bad guy so much because it is very much Marcy, but still, a clumsy oof, but still, but then also evil. And that I don't know, that adds way more personality. I think I like that.
Maybe we're not the only ones who need to let go of old memories.
And cue the flashback, which I'll say right now, this sound.
Nothing to me.
This sound. Why? Why that sound? That hurts. Also, something else that I kind of like. I like when like here's the thing. I've said this with like Horizon Zero Dawn and all this other stuff, which that's a game I have, which I want to do playthrough. I probably won't. I don't know. Maybe at some point. I love the idea of like technology, like ancient technology, becoming like, obviously like almost like magic in the future or whatever. I also another side thing I like of that is something along the lines of like something that's almost mass produced becoming like later on like it's like, oh, this is a mass produced item or whatever, but later on part of the future it becomes like, it's like mass produced. It's like it's not like one. It's like one in a million things. Like it's I guess 1 in a million is different. You know what I mean? There's millions of this, but just through time and everything, like an item becomes like it's like, okay, this is the most powerful. This is an extremely powerful weapon from our age, but it's like really like back in the day, it was like nothing. I like some of that because that's kind of what Barrel's hammer is, where Grime wields it now and it's like super powerful, but back in the day it was nothing. Like look, like this guy has one too. I like that. Also like how this entire place it's giving me very much Starship Troopers feels to it. It's like conquer world, secure our future, like stuff like that. Like, that's kind of cool. I like the friendship between the friends. I will say though, because here's the thing. I'm gonna be comparing just a little bit of the Owl House, so forgive me, I guess. Like, I kind of want to compare this to the episode, like the last, is it the last episode of season 1? I can't remember. It's whichever episode that King then was reading the book about Bellows and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, we're getting more of like the story real quick. That I took was like, okay, here's the introduction. We're going to delve more into this later. This episode feels like more like what people were complaining about in that episode, not without understanding, like, yeah, this is just setting it up. We're going to get more to it later. This feels like, here's your answers. Now let's keep moving. like one, Leaf, first off, Leaf is, I don't know if she's a planter. I'm guessing she is. I'm guessing she is a planter, but also like, because she knows the planter hunting dance that mesmerizes people. Also, it works on toads, apparently. But that, and then also things like, okay, we see the past king, who says, you know, and I will say, which I didn't expect, was that
have much to discuss.
Let's see, is it right here?
Sorry, guys. Gotta do print stuff.
What is it with Hunter having to deal with old guys telling him to do bad things?
Don't you think it's time to say goodbye to those childhood friends of yours, son?
Like, it's cool hearing that because everyone first thought, oh, that's the Corps telling that to Darcy or Marcy. And it's like, no, well, technically, it's technically what will be part of the Corps telling it to Andreas about his friends. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I love how straight sci-fi everything is. Like, I even like the Corps acts right here. Let me see. I'm trying to think of everything. There's the music box, which this is one of the things that I'm just kind of like iffy on. Like, for example, like I can get like, okay, the world is actually sci-fi and like, you know, like, I don't know, thousands of years past, so, you know, they've just forgotten about all that shit. Sure, okay, fine, or it's lived only in legends. Sure, I can get that. Like, that's straight colonization, basically, at some points. Like things with the Aztecs and whatever, when, like, the Spaniards came and they would destroy, like, a temple and build a church on top of it, and it's like, you know, the people who were there who saw them, like, would tell their kids, like, yeah, look, this used to be a temple where we used to worship and all that. But for the kids, it's just like, well, it's not that anymore. So, yeah, it loses some of its power, some of its meaning behind it. Is basically kind of what, that's kind of what, like, you know, the whole technology and everything, like, without the power source of that, yeah. Like, it's like, why a music box? Like, I get it, yeah, okay, magic, music, and shit to travel the multiverse. All right, cool. But like, it's like, I would have liked more of like, okay, maybe Leaf made the music box, actually. Like, Leaf made the music box. Like, okay, that'd be kind of cool. This is just like, okay, like, it's a music box. Why? Like, you couldn't put in the gems in anything else more secure or better? Like, just a music box you just put on a shelf that powers everything. It's just like, I don't know. I like them playing around. I did like this. I did like, you know, immediately touch the music box and like gets visions of like the castle rising. I didn't even notice that the plant men were here in this. Also, it kind of looks like the Powerpuff Girls attacking. Like this, the prophecy. Also, is that a gem frog? And then apparently meteors are going to destroy Amphibia. Okay. That's it. We don't have seen that yet. Maybe that's going to be the finale. And then, like, Leaf says, you know, yeah, maybe we should not do this because we're kind of affecting the multiverse. And me, as a gardener, would know about messing with the ecosystem. And the King's like, yeah, she's a traitor. She's a traitor. And I just, no, he's not. And then Leaf kind of just, steals the music box. Also, Plants vs. Zombies right here. And also Staryu. Hootie? Legend of Zelda, Legend of Link. Oh, Sonic again. Sonic and Tails. Sonic, Tails. I don't think that's Knuckles. Like, you could definitely tell the freaking people who made this are nerds. Is that? Oh, that's the thing from that one, not Pokemon, but Pokemon thing with the yokais. Yokai Watch. But yeah, she just straight steals the box. And here's the thing. Also, Andrew does a cool little, like, lightsaber thing. Here's the thing about this, at least, you know. Here's my thoughts on this. Like, again, music box wise, I kind of would have preferred, okay, maybe Leaf made the music box in the human world to, you know, to find a way back home, to go back home in case it ever needed to be, or something like that. I think it would have been a little bit better than just shelf. You know, we have a music box, put it on a shelf. Kind of my thought process on that. Second, I kind of get both sides on this. Because on one side, Leaf is right. They shouldn't use the music box anymore. You know, just stop. Like, they should not use the music box anymore because it's messing with the multiverse and it's, you know, bad things are happening. Bad things are going to happen. On the flip side of that, you're going to let hundreds of thousands of people dying when they don't know how to use, when their technology kind of stops working. Like, it's kind of like just for a real world scenario, let's just say, like, you know, someone just suddenly went like, we need to stop using electricity. But we have a bunch of people hooked up to, you know, not generators. We have a whole bunch of people, we gotta stop using energy. And, you know, that's that. It's like, but we have a bunch of people that are hooked up to, like, you know, life support and all this stuff. And, like, you know, we need, like, our system runs on technology and stuff like that. And, like, you're going to, like, set us back, like, 50, 60 years or 70 years. And someone just goes, too bad, and just pulls away electricity and just, like, everything just shuts off. Like, planes shut off in midair and, like, shit like that. It's like, yeah, that's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. We're going to go back to the Stone Ages and be killing each other pretty damn quickly. So, in a sense, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like this episode, even though I liked it, because, yeah, like, it's cool. Like, again, Andrea's doing, like, whole Jedi lightsaber thing, which I'm like, yeah, these people are freaking nerds and they like Star Wars, so, of course, they're going to give him a lightsaber. Which also I kind of like the idea of, too, because it's like, you know, he has the hammer and then he has a sword, so, like, it's kind of like two ancient weapons that they're wielding. Leaf so far is not shown to have any weapon other than the music box. And the Moss Man who's going to be in Wartwood. So I assume she went to Wartwood, I guess, before she left. Yeah, like, this guy says, you know, we're going to hide our secrets, our civilization, our ways underground, and the world will forget about it, and stuff like that. Andres becomes a lot colder, and his voice becomes a lot deeper.
You failed me as well.
He actually sounds a lot more like Andreas right there. I'm wondering if it's the same voice actor, if they just took the other guy and said, all right, make your voice a little bit higher. I don't know. I think he probably just made the voice actor for Hunter made his voice a little bit deeper.
Having you reassigned, you will travel to the outskirts and defend villages.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Now, get out of
and that's what Beryl did.
my sight.
Your Highness?
Oh yeah, Darcy also said, like, what was it? That she was doing, what was it, or they, I guess.
Full system reboot, and you're the only one.
A full system reboot?
Is that sort of thing. This requires a full... finally have a body.
Let's see.
So we need to purge our system of some excess data, redundant memories, that sort of thing. This requires a...
Oh, okay, so redundant memories. I was thinking, like, maybe trying to erase Marcy, but I don't think so. Also, like, I could probably translate this. I don't want to. Optimization process. Something. Someone please translate that. Someone translate it. Tell me in the comments, please. This is a cool one, because the old king does say he's going to join the Corps.
Son, I think I'm almost
Proud of you.
I like that. That's cool. I like that a lot. That's like so creepy, and it's like, yeah, but I don't know. I like that a lot, but yeah, it's cool. I understand kind of both sides of this too, because again, someone just says we can't use electricity anymore. Stop it! Like, and you know, a lot of people are gonna die, and Not just from like the whole idea of life support. It's gonna end with like, you know, cameras or something that are not there. So people who grew up with cameras will be like, wait, we won't be caught on anything anymore. Get them! Like, just look at any time, like, you know, a big thing happens where, like, power goes out or whatever, and, like, there's just immediately, like, looting and shit. Kind of like that. So, both, it's not like, oh my god, there's good people on both ends. That's not the thing I'm saying. I'm saying is, you're saying, let's stop using the main power source of this thing, and it's just like, that's gonna cause some issues. Like, oh god, yeah, like without you having something to replace what is being taken, your society is going to suffer greatly. So, I don't know. It was good though. I like this. I want to see more of the core. I'm honestly more interested. I'm like, Darcy has become one of my favorite characters in this show because she's very interesting. Or they're very interesting. Like, still being Marcy, but then having all the memories and all this stuff, the being hooked up to the body and stuff like that. It's just like, okay. Why did they exactly want a body? Who knows? But I don't know. I'm honestly excited. I can't wait to see, like, Darcy's very much the Palpatine to Andrews' kind of Vader, I guess. But I want to see what the core can do with Marcy. And, like, maybe see, like, you know, like, the calamity powers. I don't know. But, yeah, told you in the comments below. Thanks for watching. This was good. I like this one. But, again, this episode, I feel, is restrained by it being only 15 minutes. Maybe if they would have made it a full half hour and fleshed out some more things, I probably would have felt a little bit better. And, again, there's some things, again, like, why the... Also, another thing, like the king says, like, we need to strip Earth of all its resources so we can conquer other worlds. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And now I'm just thinking, like, Andrews is just stripping Amphibia now. Like, I don't know, I guess you need the resources, I guess, but, like, aren't you kind of, I guess, sorry, I've cursed every so often anyways. Aren't you kind of shitting where you're eating if you're just going to destroy your home? Or are you just planning to live somewhere other world? Because, like, it turns out, I thought that just the newts were from another world. Or, like, maybe, like, the newts came here and were stranded here. When, like, you know, the amphibians like, yeah, no, we're not letting you take our shit and destroying our world. No, it turns out the entire world is, you know, this advanced technology. But it turns out it's, like, it's just like, oh, like, okay, like, they just kind of, well, obviously they forgot, which, you know, that's fine. It's been thousands of years. But the whole thing with the Aztecs again. But the idea of, like, okay, music box. Why a music box? Maybe we'll get more info on that. Maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. I know we're going to get, like a backstory about the music box. Who knows? Maybe we'll. But also, maybe that meteor actually is like the gems coming to Earth, and it's not like a future catastrophe, but it's something that happened in the past. I don't know. Also, the mural was made because of the prophecy that she gets about the mural. So paradox, but that's beside the point on that stuff. I'm more concerned about, like, I'm more thinking like, okay, why music box? But then also on the same point, like, I don't know, just saying, like, the core. All right, makes complete sense. They were actually like a sci-fi society. But now, you know, they screwed up on that. But, yeah, like, I don't know. Anything's cool. Also, whatever that gem frog is going to be cool to see. That's in the prophecy, because, like, we have yet to see that thing. Important! Let's see. See, that's what they're doing right now. The dead frog, Andrews, the box. When it's reactivated, this thing, whatever this thing is. But yeah, this was a cool episode. This was fun. I feel like they should have focused more on. They should have, like, I get this is the last season, and I get like the rest of the series is a little bit more. The rest of the series is like, yeah, 15-minute segments. It's like, I feel like you should have made this one half hour at least. Give me more. If you want to make me feel bad for Andreas, make me feel more bad for it. And as well as, again, it's kind of the Sasha dinner thing. It's like, yeah, we know Sasha's going to try to betray Anne and all that stuff. Kind of. Not really, but she's going to betray Anne. But, like, the planners are being kind of dicks to someone who they don't know is going to betray them, who's just going, like, you know, trying to be nice to them and going, hey, yeah, don't you remember this where Anne left you for dead and went with us and chose us instead of you? And stuff like that. And it's just like, really? It's like, I don't know, it made me dislike the planners. And this kind of does the same thing with Leaf. It's like, I get what you're trying to do, Leaf, but on the flip side of that, you're screwing over your entire world without giving any kind of thing like, you know, okay, this is an alternative to that. You're not giving no alternative. And right now I'm a bit iffy because I'm a bit iffy on this because it feels kind of similar. It's feeling a little bit similar to Star versus Ending, which I'm gonna hope this show will do its finale way better. But, and I think it will, because Darcy can hold this entire show. I'm pretty damn sure. If there was a show just about Darcy, I would probably love it. Darcy's the Catra of this show, and I'm loving that. Every time Catra was on screen, I'm like, yes. And then they switch back to She-Ra and Glimmer, all of them. I'm like, Bo, and I'm like, why? Cut back to Catra. She's so interesting. Darcy is so interesting on that too. I love this. I love this a lot. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching the true videos I've done. Links are on my Facebook somewhere. Share my videos. Tell me what you guys think. This is just great. And yeah, like again, there's issues. There's issues with this episode that I'm having. Others I'm sure aren't having those issues. I am, but again, Music Box is like, I feel like the Music Box should have been something Leaf created herself to travel to other worlds. Like maybe she stole the gems and then she created the Music Box to travel to other worlds or something. I don't know. I did like the, leave your childhood friends behind. They switched it out and it's like, it's not actually to Marcy, it's to Andreas from his father. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. But yeah, tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching for your videos. This episode was great. But again, it caused a lot of questions. And it feels like the Core and the King should have been a half hour long. But, if I remember correctly, they said like the finale of Amphibia, is like movie quality. So, again, most of the show, it's like, okay. Finale, oh my god, mind-blowing. So I'm going to go ahead and guess maybe this will all build up to, mind-blowing. Also, Anne said like, hey, your spores are being used to control these things. We thought it was you, but, maybe it's a female mushroom. And Gary goes like, yeah, there's no such thing as female mushrooms. Anne's like, oh, of course, we all know that. I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, it's true. Actually, like, mushrooms have I think hundreds of genders or something like that, if I can't remember correctly. It's that one episode of Hannibal that they talked about it. Man, this is fun. I love Darcy. Darcy's become shot up to one of my favorite characters right next to Sasha. And when she was wearing her season 3 outfit, it's probably up there too. And in Amphibia right now, just but when she was back on Earth, I think she was it was a little bit cooler, and I also wanted to see more of her training. I feel like they should have mixed the two things together, then had the reunion, some kind of I'll bring this up when the finale's over, when the series is over, and give my thoughts. But I'm just saying again, they should have had the Earth stuff happening, and then switch back 15 minutes Earth stuff, 15 minutes Sasha building the army and stuff like that. Have them reuniting kind of towards the end, maybe a little bit. And then, they're like, yeah, we're going to go fight this thing. And somewhat training somehow with the Calamity powers. Maybe Sasha learning about the Ohm's prophecy by herself, and like, you know, we could have had more of that, and then like then maybe Darcy kind of mixing it a little bit towards the middle, and then, you know, the meetup, and obviously the finale and all that shit. And like you could have even had like Frobo maybe connects with like other Frobos, like cross-dimensional wise, like kind of like how well, I guess the Claudette. No, he did. He was able to talk to Andreas, the stealth bow. So they could have had Frobo maybe contacting like a Frobo that Sasha decapitated, and like they were talking back and forth, and they kind of worked their issues out that way. I think it would have been a little bit cooler. I don't know, like it would have been felt a little more balanced, because right now it's like Earth stuff, which I loved, and then back to Amphibia stuff, where I'm like, these are great, but also I feel like we should have mixed it in a little bit better. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching the videos. Tell me what you guys think. What you guys think about the season right now. I've loved it. Season 2B right now is just like wavering a tiny bit, and it's only because I feel like it's rushing something. Like this episode, I feel like should have been that half hour. But tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Maybe we'll get more stuff and info on that stuff. But thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Also, if was like Andrea's living thousands of years just like ancient technology, or is that because with the core or whatever? I'm basically saying because like, you know, Leaf might be alive still, but then again, Barrel's dead, so I don't know. Barrel could be alive too, I don't know. Also, they kind of do the time thing where like, you know, oh, Barrel, you're gonna be banished to these things, where you know you're a bit of a legend and stuff like that. It's just like, again, it very much was like, all right, this is the prequel episode. We just have to set everything up really quickly. All right, let's go. Maybe it'll balance out in the finale.